So, greetings! We're into the senior portion of the 2023 World Paralifting Championships in Dubai. We're at the Hilton Al Habtoor City, right in the city centre, just down from the Burj Khalifa, the Dubai Mall. All of the big tourist attractions in the Emirati capital. So yesterday we had the Junior World Championships, all of the rookies and next-gen athletes, basically everybody under 20 competing in that. 58 in total. That was a long day. Every day is going to be a long day here. And in total, between seniors and juniors, over 500 athletes. Ready for Dubai 2023. So hello from Will Downing. It's going to be a very, very spectacular week as usual. It is a different venue as usual as well compared to where we usually are in the east of the city, beyond Dubai Airport at the Centre for Athletes of Determination. This is what we have coming up, the men's 49 kilo final. There are 35 in this across the next 4 hours. So wherever you are, I hope you'll be able to join us for some or all of it. A couple of slightly different things about the broadcast this year, which we'll explain as we go on, but a very, very good morning to you. And hello to Mary Hodge, who's with us for the week. Long-standing national coach for 25 years, but we've nabbed her for the week. Greetings.
Hi everyone, great to be with you. Excited for the day.
Well, it's going to be an interesting final this. So there are 4 groups in this 49 kilo final. And we saw all of the juniors, the rookie and next gen athletes compete yesterday. So let's meet the various athletes who are here. We started off with Pawagati Megar of Nepal. Great to have him here, and also Ali Kar of Gambia. And in the case of the first 3 athletes who are seeing major championship debuts, you'll become very used to them over the run of this competition. Gabriella De Cristina of Italy. Arta Babayon of Armenia. Next up, Akram Hassan of Yemen. It's great to have him here as well. For Armenia, Koran Tatsurian. And the last on stage for Kyrgyzstan, Azizbek Samabek Ulu, who's definitely been here before and who knows a lot about the scene here, as he is a former World Junior Championship silver medalist. Claimed that last time around, so actually technically still a current World Junior Championship medalist.
The technical officials for this session are.
So those are the athletes in Group D. So traditionally, all of the athletes have been introduced at the same time, but some of them are not coming on stage for 4 hours, so we'll see them later.
Let's meet our technical officials for this session.
And there are those of you who may wish to watch just groups A and B only, so that's online on YouTube, will be available as a separate broadcast on a separate screen in a couple of hours' time, but we'll point you in the direction of that when the time is right, and it's not now. Here are our referees for this men's 49-kilo final, led in by the technical controller for this final, Chiara Cifarelli of Italy. The chief referee, the center referee from Egypt, Mahmoud El Chibeni. Left side referee from Czech Republic, Veronika Kuchitova. And the right side referee from Malaysia, Shazari Aziz. Indeed. Technical delegate for this is Zita Gyakov.
So at this point, the athletes are in the back warming up. They're warming up to about 80 to 90% of their opening attempts. A few will go up to 100%. Since we saw a few compete yesterday, pretty confident they will not go up to 100%. And they're getting ready to roll, to count down towards their opening attempts here on the first round of day 2.
So it's a lovely venue here, the Hilton Al Abdur City, the conference centre attached the same, alongside one of the main rivers in Dubai. Gabriele de Cristina, we saw a lot of yesterday in the World Juniors. Good finish for him. He was about 6th place in the rookie competition. That was the first time that the Junior World Championships have been divided up into 2 new age categories. Rookies under 18 and next gen under 20s. And hence one of the biggest fields we've ever seen for a Junior World Championships as well. So we've got about 535 competing this week, and the countdown is on.
Are you ready for day 2 of some powerlifting? Spotter learners, please lower the bar to 60 kilograms, rack height 4.
So we are all ready. Everybody's ready. So Group D contains 7 athletes. For those of you watching online, there are separate videos for the first 2 groups and then the next 2 groups. So basically, if you are looking out to watch Gati Magar of Nepal, Ali Kha of Gambia, Gabriele de Cristina of Italy, Arta Babian of Armenia, Akram Hassan of Yemen, Koran Taturin of Armenia, Azizbek Samabek Ulu of Kyrgyzstan, Moskovodis of Greece, Moore of Japan, Luis of Angola, Shukla of India, Vishamarin of Argentina, Gomez of Spain, and Kasmokanov of Kazakhstan. They're in the first 2 groups, so if you're watching live, you'll be able to watch them on this channel. And if you're watching out for an athlete that we didn't call out, they are in Groups A and B. So you can please do stay watching with us for the next couple of hours. But the athletes that you will want to watch will start in 2 hours' time, and they will be available on this channel, but on a separate feed. Hope that's clear. Anyway, we'll begin with Pawa Gati Magar of Nepal, who from what I can see is the first ever Nepalese athlete at a Paralympic World Championships. It's the 10th edition. 3rd time it's been held in Dubai. 1st time it's been held at this venue. And he's looking to start off with a lift of 60. So here he comes to kick off his international career. He's not been in a major championship before, not in any World Cups either. And he starts off the week of competition with a good lift. And that is a great way to begin. All of the lights are white for Power Gatimaga, and that is a superb way for him to start. Lovely lift.
What a great attempt. If anyone noticed, he showed his extension on his way up to the bar bench, and that's so that the referees know that he has uneven extension, which has been approved by classification.
So now, next up for Gambia, it is a major championship debut for Ali Carr. He's 31 years old. He's not competed in a World Cup previously. And out with him is his coach, Haji Drama. As coach, a very busy man. As we've said before, he been working hard to get this powerlifting program up and running over the past few years. So they've got 2 international para athletes now in powerlifting, and close to 3. Ali Carr then for Gambia. And this to start. Again, aiming for 60 here to get this competition trotting over, and that is a good lift. So it's 2-1 in his favor. The one against, that was for the press sequence center referee, but that's all okay. So Ali Carr, on his major championship debut, has got a mark on the board, and that's all great positivity from his point of view. And nothing to worry about from here on in. They've got the mark, now can move on.
Excellent job pushing that straight up, back into the rack. Now he'll give his second attempt. He'll move up from 61 kilo and keep moving on. Nicely done.
For their first attempt representing on
Well, that is very welcome from his point of view. And basically, first round, just get a mark on the board. And obviously, when you're talking about Group D, it's in many ways just trying to get up the list here as far as possible. There are 35 actually competing in this final of the next 4 hours. Originally, it was looking like 39. So have been a handful who've, for various reasons, not gone onto the board. Arthur Babian of Armenia. West Asian Games bronze. And we saw him in the rookie competition yesterday. First major championship at the age of 15. And that is a good lift for him at 70. He was originally looking at 75, but he's come down a little bit. And that's worked out really well from his point of view. Babian goes clear at 70. And that's his first mark in and successful. And that's all he needed to do. Babian, who finished 4th in the rookie competition yesterday.
What a consistent lift too, straight off the chest, straight up. Really a challenge too, having just benched 3 attempts yesterday, to come back the next day and compete again. Just get your mojo up and running. Really nicely done for this young gentleman. He's got a big future in the sport.
Another man who was involved yesterday in the World Juniors is Gabriele De Cristina of Italy. His first attempt is going to be 72 kilos. So he finished 6th in the rookies yesterday, where he started at 66 and went up to 71. He missed 73, so he's starting here at 72. So he has a bit of a primer. So if you like, he's basically resuming where he ended yesterday. So it's a competition in 2 parts almost for him. He was just a few kilos away outside the medals in the end, but he was competitive for a good bit of that.
We see him tightening his wrist wraps here. He wants to ensure that he has that stability on the wrist when he's holding the bar so his wrist doesn't flex back, and he makes sure he keeps that bar straight.
He's got plenty of time on his side as well, Gabriela Di Cristina. Only turned 16 a fortnight ago. And aiming here for 72. Let's see how he was in that press sequence, which looked for a bit as if it was going to be interrupted, and that's because it was all against him on the press, I'm afraid. So the smoothest the motion not there, and he misses his first attempt. Well, this is where it came to a hold for him yesterday. He didn't get 73, so he started a kilo down from that this time, and he has missed out with his first attempt at 72. He was able to get 71 yesterday, so something for them to work on.
Yeah, he looked a little shaky on the one side particularly, and if the bar rocks around like that, it's supposed to be a smooth up and down. We see where he's faltering on that right side, and then he actually presses up one side before the other. That's an immediate red light. He'll come back and get that, though. He just needs to clean up that technique.
So it's an uneven press. Now, I'm trying to remember in all the years we've worked on this, somebody who's wheeled themselves on stage like this. Akram Hassan of Yemen, making his global championship debut, the West Asian Games bronze medalist in 2019. And here he is at the World Championships for the first time, and he's going here for 80. So here he is and ready to go. Akram for 80.
No.
And that, unfortunately, is a no lift for him this time. And he misses out. There was 3 red lights, various reasons. 2 for the press, 2 actually for the stop sequence as well. And so he, on this occasion, is denied. Well, unfortunate, definitely unfortunate. So he doesn't get 80.
Straight up, I will say that the strapping is higher than it's supposed to be, so that is considered an illegal strap unless it's been approved during classification. He also, the bar weaved back towards the head referee. The bar has to go straight up, so those are probably 2 of the areas that he was judged on.
So Koran Tsetsurin of Armenia comes up next. He's going to start on 85. He too, in the World Juniors yesterday, and picked up a silver in the rookie competition. So in his first major championship, he's already coming away with medals, which is a brilliant result for him. And he's in Group D here, so he can only try and push on as much as he can. Lifting here 85, and that is a good lift. Now, he went as high as 91 yesterday. He started with 85 yesterday and got it. And here he comes again doing the same thing. Gets 85. He went for 91 next with his second attempt yesterday and got that, but didn't get 97. But he gets 85 again here.
Straight up, good lockout. That was an absolutely perfect lift. Great body position, straight up off the chest. Nice stop. Well done.
And so to wrap up the opening round in Group D, It is Azizbek Zamabek Ulu. Now, he's been very successful in the past. He's been a World Junior silver medalist 2 years ago at the last championships in Tbilisi. He was 4th in the World Juniors in 2019. He only competed in the juniors there, not in the seniors, not the elite. So he makes his senior debut at these championships. He's been a regular visitor to Dubai. He's been in the last 2 World Cups here for Kyrgyzstan, based in Bishkek. He's been a student for a few years. He took up the sport because he saw it on TV, which is always a great piece of advertising for Paralifting. His coach for a few years has been Adnan Shubrailov. And this is quite a leap in standard already. So he's going here for 105, which should give him a big lead. And that is a good lift for Azizbek Zamabek Ulu. This is very positive. It is a considerable leap in standard in this competition, and he is making this work well. Is Azizbek Zamabek Ulu for Kyrgyzstan. He leads, and he will lead for a long time.
He made that look easy. Stop on his chest, straight up, no issues, right to the ceiling until he heard rack. Really nicely done.
So we go into round 2, and Ali Khar's back out for 65. He got 60 in the opening round. Haji Drama, his coach, is one of his country's leading football commentators and sports journalists on national radio. So he's a good man to have involved in this.
We'll see as we're approaching round 2. Most of these athletes will jump about 5 to 6 kilo only on their second attempts from their first.
So Ali Khar for 65. Now, he's had to work that one well. I kind of wonder a little bit about the stop sequence, but we'll see if he's okay with that. He is, yes. Now, 2-1 in his favor. That vote down was for the stop sequence and the center referee. But he's got it. It's 65 that he's got there, Ali Khar. And he scores a good lift. Zamabek Ulu is our leader on 105, but that is 2 lifts for Ali Khar as he scores 65. So if you've not been with us for the juniors, if you weren't with us last year for the Continental Championships, there is now another additional set of medals for the total lift. That's the total of the 3 lifts combined, but the champions are still crowned with the best lift as usual. So that was really good by Ali Khar, and he clears 65 for Gambia. That was a really, really decent lift.
Yes, it really was. He had a little tiny bounce there, which is what I believe the head referee caught. The side referee's not as easy to see in the position they're in. Really everything else technically accurate. Nicely done.
So we're just waiting for the Nepalese to come out now. Pawan Gati Magyar.
For their second attempt, representing Nepal, Pawan Gati Magyar.
And he's going here for 66. So he only had 2 misses in the opening round.
See, he shows his extension to let everyone know the rack is not going to be completely straight. Very well done.
So this to leap back up again. It will put him into 4th position above Ali Khar, but really the placings this early in the competition are academic, because we've got 3 more groups to come after this. And what feels like a new innovation to me as well is that the earlier groups are just a little bit smaller in terms of number. So we are going to fizz through the early groups quite well before we reach the fuller stages of groups A and B, and that is really good for the Nepalese. Well, that's a nice start for Pawan Gati Magar of Nepal, represented in a World Championships for the first time. 66 he's got, and that is a really, really good lift. So we've seen competitors from Nepal, mainly at the Asian Para Games, and that coming up in a couple of months' time in October in Hangzhou in China, month after the Pan Ams in Santiago.
Just straight up, locked out, perfect. Really nicely done. He's got a lot of strength there. He's going to really come back and continue to grow and be an excellent competitor.
Next up for Italy, Gabriele De Cristina. Now, he missed out 72 in the opening round, but he's looking to move up into, as you can see, what will be third position for now overall in Group D. As we go in towards Group A, the heaviest attempt is going to be from Omar Karada at 171 for Jordan, one of the pound-for-pound greats. He's going to stick at 72 here, which is probably the right decision. So the Christina 72, it's just slightly across his chest, but that is okay so long as it's staying evenly upward, and we'll see it has done this time. If he's got the technique right. Well, no, it's no lift, so it's 2 and against, and
yeah,
a lot of lights.
He definitely had a bounce. Hopefully they'll show us the replay, and you'll be able to see there was a slight double bounce when the bar was sitting on his chest. That's always going to get you a red light.
Well, now, unfortunately, so one of the side referees has given it against him in the body sequence, our center referee for both the stop and the press. So there's a bit to work out there from his point of view, I'm afraid to say. So he misses out on his first 2 attempts. It was 2-1 against.
This is going to be hard as well because now he's missed his first 2. He can come back and get it. He just needs to stay focused, keep those shoulder blades nice and tight so that that bar rests tight on his chest and just press straight up.
So Arthur Babian going now for 75 after yesterday's 4th place finish in the rookies in the World Juniors. He missed out in the end by 6 kilos. He'd started at 75, and then he had a big leap up to 85 and 86. Didn't get either. 81 ended up being the bronze medal lift from Farkat Mutanov of Kazakhstan. So here he comes at 75, having got 70 in the opening round. And that is a good lift. 3 white lights for him. And Babian, successful, moves his way up. He copper fastens 3rd place for the moment in Group D at the very least. And that, for him, is very, very nice and positive.
Just a great clean lifter. His timing is unreal. Down, holds it nice and tight, straight up. You could have a little brunch while he holds it on his chest. He holds it nice and tight and long. Really great lifter.
So next up, having missed out last time, is Akram Hassan. That is some way of getting around. So he missed 80 last time. He's going to stay in his path. He's aiming for 85 here. It's the only men's competition today, but it is going to run for around about 4.5 hours in total. So, can he get this one right? He will hope to after missed out last time. Yes, he has. Those technical problems have been ironed out, and he was wise not to dwell on the same mark. He obviously felt he was more than good enough to nab the 85, and that was certainly the case. What a lovely result for the man from Yemen. Akram Hassan clears 85.
What relief on his face, too, getting that attempt. The timing was so much better executed on that attempt. Straight down, straight up, and now he locks it and holds it. No bouncing at the top. Really nicely done. And great to just take a little look at those small mistakes and come back and fix it.
And in competition as well, by the way, a new lifetime best for him. He lifted 80 in claiming that bronze in the West Asian Para Games in Amman in 2019. And Omar Karada got the gold there. We'll see him later, don't worry about that. Next up for Armenia, Koran Taturin going for 90, and he is a rookie, which means he's under 18. He has his 17th birthday next month. Taturin got 85 last time. This is for 90. We actually had a couple of 14-year-olds competing yesterday. We're actually really high up. That's a good lift as well. He's doing really well for Armenia. He's producing the goods. It's working out. And that is 2 good lifts. It also means he leads in terms of the total lift, which is up at 175.
I will say both of the Armenian lifters are just rock solid. Timing is great on the ascent, on the descent, great stops, and just locking out and waiting for the command. Really nicely done.
For their second attempt representing Kyrgyzstan, Azizbek Ulu.
And to wrap up the second round, this is Azizbek Zamabek Ulu, who's going for 113. So he won bronze in the World Cup in Tbilisi 3 years ago, and he went up to 115 in that. He's been down the field a little bit in the 2 World Cups he's competed here. When he gained that World Junior Silver 2 years ago, he lifted 110. But he's gone beyond that at this stage. 125 in the last round in Pyeongtaek last year in the Asia Oceania Championships. There he finished in 7th position, which just shows you the real major leap that he'd have to go. 128 is his lifetime best. It's for 113. So he's tried to keep that one under control in terms of the press. It is no lift on the press. Just wasn't able to finish.
You could see he didn't have the strength. Even with the stop, he kind of quickly touched and went. So he was running out of gas, but he's done very, very well.
Just found out a struggle, wasn't able to finish the lift. And then it starts on a downward motion, and that's it. That's not going to count. Spotters have to wade in then as we wade into round 3. So Ali Kar has progressed really well, and we do have the African Para Games coming up as well very soon, very imminently. That starts on the 3rd of September in Accra in Ghana. And it was supposed to happen a few years ago, but obviously COVID happened. 36 nations will be competing in it. So here he comes, pushing up to 70. And Ali Kar. He's got it. Oh, nicely done. He's got all of his lifts in. There's no more that he could have asked, and he's got 3 lifetime bests today. These are all in major international competition, which he's not been in before, so everything he does here is therefore a lifetime best. He's got all of his lifts in. That is brilliant. Well done to Ali Carr, well done to his coach Haji Drama.
Straight up, locked out. He did really wonderfully. Really, really wonderfully. Good job.
Literally, he has done everything that has been asked of him here. Everything that he could have done here, he has done it. There's no point wading in very heavy, because once you go in for a high mark, you're stuck with it. And he's gone in with 3 lifts that he's been capable of. He's been making it more difficult, obviously, with the weights going up. He's got a total lift, by the way, right now of Ali Carr of 195. He's leading the total lift. He is, by definition, in the gold medal position.
All right, we need to get behind this fella because he's missed his first 2. And this is really hard now to try to come back and get your 3rd.
Gabriella De Cristina of Italy. 3rd attempt at 72. I remember 71 is where he checked out, as heavy as he was able to successfully lift in the juniors yesterday. Now, I'll tell you what, that looks improved. We'll see how improved it is for De Cristina from 72. Yeah, he's got it. Well, there's a bit of relief there. He has his mark in the World Championships, and in a lot of countries, that's very important. Helps with funding. And De Cristina, well, 3rd time lucky. 3 attempts at 72, and it has worked out for him. And that is welcome. The first 2 attempts he wasn't able to nail, but this one he did.
Straight up, really nice. Nice and strong. He knew to stay on that chest and just push straight up. Great job. Nice and tight. Every muscle is tight. He was ready to go. Nicely done. Really happy for the fine young man.
And the good news from his point of view as well is that now everybody has a mark. Magar Pawangati.
You know, Will, he pushed so hard his sneaker came off on that. I don't know if you noticed that.
66 in the 2nd round for this Nepalese competitor. Well, let's see what he can produce here. This is a leap of 9, incidentally, which is the biggest one that we've had in this group so far. But he obviously feels confident enough for it. So here he comes. And that is a good lift. What a brilliant lift. Well, he's got them all. And he leads in terms of the total lift. Well, that is extraordinarily good, I have to say. He's made this one work brilliantly. He lifts 75. He's a total lift of 201. So he leads in the total lift. And that's fantastic.
Straight up, no issues. And that's a huge jump, 9 kilo on your 3rd attempt. Really nicely done. No hesitation whatsoever. And he earned it. Nice job.
Yeah, we move on to Armenia now. And this is Artur Babian. And he's got his 2 so far, 70 and 75. And going here for 80. And he's got his 2 lifts so far of 70 and 75. So again, he would leap up into top spot in terms of the total lift. Fabian at 80 with a good lift, and that's 3 white lights for him. And he is starting and finishing in exactly the same way. A total lift of 225. He's gone through 70, 75, and 80. And Arta Babian of Armenia. Successful. Very successful.
Just rock solid. Straight up, no hesitation. Again, such a nice lengthy pause, leaving nothing to worry about on the chest. Really nicely done.
So, coming back out, and he has kept on his path all the way through. Akram Hassan. He's had the confidence to do it, and that is a good sign. For Yemen in the Middle East. Can he wrap up with a successful lift of 90? He's done it. He has done it. Yemen's first ever competitor at a World Championships clears 90. And that is spectacular. 85 and 90 he's got. And it is an excellent debut for him at a World Championships and for his country at a World Championships.
Really great, and when you look at the amount of energy he's expending by wheeling himself up to the bench in this unit that he uses, that's amazing. Really great work.
That's spectacular, I have to say, actually. And for Armenia, we go to Koran Tetsurian, and 96 is his target here, so he's got his 2 lifts so far. And so, should he get this, he would be leading the total lift for quite a long time, certainly deep into Group C, which is coming up shortly. And that's a good lift as well, and he will be in top spot in the total lift for quite a while. That's 96, that is quite tremendous from his point of view, and he has got all his lifts in, starting with 85, going up to 96, total lift of 271.
Straight up, lockout, very nice. His reaction was interesting at the end. I think he didn't think he got it, but he sure did. He worked hard for it. Well done.
And a man who has had a very encouraging competition and good enough to perhaps be in a higher group, but that's the way that the competition has fallen for him. As is Samabek Ulu going for 113 for his last attempt. So here he comes, 113. as is Beck. Now, he missed out this last time, and this time it is no lift. It's 2-1 against, and that is on the stop sequence from both referees who voted him down. The right side referee actually thought that was fine from their vantage point, his vantage point, but, well, this time he's missed out, I'm afraid.
So we see that when he came down, he kind of just touched and went again. Again, as a reminder, you must stop completely. There has to be a definitive stop between the eccentric and concentric up and down phase. I think he's just tired. But you know what? He'll come back. He'll clean that up. And in another competition, he'll do great.
So, these are the standings at the end of Group D. It's Azizbek Samabekulu who leads on 105 ahead of Korin Tetsurin of Armenia and Akram Hassan of Yemen on 90, Hatha Babian on 80. And the figures on the right, the total lift. Tetsurin with the highest figures of 271, he leads the total lift. Babian in second on 225 and Pawan Gati Magar on 201. So that is Group D. We now have a 5-minute wait before the athletes in Group C come out, and that's another slight new innovation. Because of COVID 2 years ago in Tbilisi, there was a gap of 30 minutes between the groups. What has normally happened is that there's been no gaps at all, and basically you whiz straight into Group C and Group B. But what that also meant as well is that for the athletes' presentation, you would have had everybody out on stage at first, including those who weren't going to lift maybe 3-4 hours in advance. So that's now being changed.
Actually, in that time frame also, Will, they cleaned down the benches and the bars thoroughly, and I believe that it was a COVID thing as well, and so really nice.
So let's take a look then at some Group D highlights before Group C commences in 5 minutes.
give it hell. So I started in 2016. Powerlifting was something that I was very keen in from the beginning. I like seeing myself get stronger, and there's not many female powerlifters, so that was really something that I wanted to show that women can lift and we can get strong. My worst thing is nerves. I try not to think about what's going on outside. I mean, I like to sort of almost simulate competition and training, so that when we're walking up to that platform with the lights, the music and everything, I can just blank that out and be like, this is just like training. Powerlifting means a lot to me. It's given me so much more than I could ever ask for. I just want to keep going in the sport for as long as I physically can. Yeah, that's my goal, just sort of keep going, until you can't no more.
Technical controllers, please prepare the athletes for
all around the
So that's Group D done.
Yeah. I only got one question. So is that all you got? You go big or stronger. You push harder. Is that all you got? You climb higher, faster. So is that all you got? You put your best in the West End. No question. Is that all you got? So you a victor. I only got one question. So is that all you got? Yeah, look at you now. So is that all you got? Take a look at you now. So is that all you got? Look at you now. Is that all you got? Yeah, I only got one question. So is that all you got?
So, Group C is on the way here, and we have 7 in it. Starting with Grigorios Moscovidius of Greece going up to 110. Hiroshi Mura, great to see him back again. He is a real long-standing legend of the sport. Mauro Luis of Angola. Dipal Kumar Laturam Shukla of India, David Gomez of Spain, Yenat Kashmukinov of Kazakhstan, and then Rodrigo Villamarin of Argentina. 119. It's going to be a good, solid, high attempt from him to wrap up the opening round of Group C. And if you were watching very closely on the big screen, and by the way, well done if you are able to do that, but the we're just advertising. We're looking ahead to the Paralympic Games and the Paralifting of that, and it's going to be at the Porte de la Chapelle Stadium, which is right up in the north of Paris. It's not very far away, actually, from the Stade de France, which is going to be the main Olympic/Paralympic stadium for Paris next year, where the athletics will be on. A lot of the main sporting venues will be used, obviously, in Paris. Parc des Princes won't be. I think just about everything else will be. We were at the Stade Charlotte last month for the Para-Athletics World Championships, which were just fantastic, really enjoyable event. So now let's meet the athletes who are coming out for Group C of this competition, and they are in ascending order. Grigorios Moscovidius of Greece, his first attempt will be 110. Next up for Japan. Hey, back again is Hiroshi Miura. For Angola, Luis Simao. And here he is. Next up for India will be Dipal Kumar, Nathuram Shukla. Next up for Spain, coming out will be David Gomez. Rodrigo Villamarin for Argentina. That's him. Now it's David Gomez. His first attempt also will be 118. And Yanet Kasmukanov of Kazakhstan, he will have the heaviest attempt in this opening round of Group C, and that'll be for 120.
Ladies and gentlemen, your athletes for the men's 49-kilogram category Group C.
So the opening ceremony 2 nights ago, this venue absolutely packed out for that and thronged, which we're expecting it will be for various occasions during the week. So another new innovation is that we have different referees across the groups, because I remember the first World Championships I was at, we had a 4-group situation. It was the same referees who were out for 4 hours. So a fresh set of referees for Group C. Chief referee from Greece, Nikolaos Kazantzis. Side referee from Malaysia, Nur Ziyada Matchak. And on the right hand side for Korea, Kim Yoon-jung. Gavin Cifarello is the technical controller for this whole final. Technical delegate is Zita Kierko of Hungary.
So we know that the athletes are in the back warming up to 80 to 90% of their opening attempts. Some of them will go to 100, not many. And they're getting ready for the countdown to get ready to come out and start this flight, and just getting their bodies nice and warmed up, and then they'll put jackets or towels around them to stay warm until it's their turn. Let's go.
That's exactly what we're going to be doing for Group C now. So 7 in it. This is where all the action's happening. A lot of new names here who we've not seen in a World Championship before, but it's so welcome for the field to be growing all the time. And if you're watching in the Middle East on YouTube, by the way, it is live on TV as well. It's on Dubai TV. You'll find it on the sports channels in the Middle East and North Africa and beyond. So we go into Group C. Now we're going to start at 110 for Greece and Grigorios Moscovidius.
The bar is now loaded for their first attempt representing Hellas, Georgios Moschimonis.
So coming up then for Greece, if you heard a little ding, it was my little reminder on my phone to tell me that the powerlifting is starting. And if I was paying attention to that, we'd have missed Group D, so never mind that. Grigorios Moscovidius is coming up now for Greece, and he's going to lift 110, or at least that's what he's intending to. So he was 7th in the European Championships last year in Tbilisi. He is the Greek champion last year, and in the Hellenic Championship earlier this year, a silver medal. Uh, 110. It's a decent place for him to start. He is knocking around lifetime best territory there already. Moscovidius, 110, that is a good lift. And that has him away and clear, and well, that already surpasses most of what we've seen. In fact, it surpasses all of what we've seen in Group B, and he is our new leader. It's still early days.
No adjustments to be made. Nice and tight on that chest, straight up. Well done. Great way to start off Group C.
So now a man who's been around quite a long time. He's 58 now. This is, I make it his 6th World Championship out of the 10 which have been held all time. Been a long-standing concert technician, former able-bodied wrestler. So silver in the Rio World Cup in 2016. Remember that well. It was held at the Karaoke Arena. 4th in the last Asian Games in Jakarta 5 years ago. The next one's coming up in 2 months' time in Hangzhou. 5th in the Paralympic Games in Rio, which is a brilliant result. His best ever global result. He's, because of the huge fields in World Championships, he's never been in the top 10 before. He knows the way to go. He was the executive secretary for a long time as well of the Japanese Powerlifting Federation. So he knows his way around a stage, left, right and centre. He probably knows everybody's jobs better than they do. Anyway, here he comes, kicking off 113. Hiroshi for Japan. Oh yes, he's got it, 113, 2-1 in his favour, and that puts him into the lead in Group C. Fantastic, good lift, good job, good man.
He was quite confident coming out, and he did a great job pushing straight up. No problem whatsoever. Nice stop. Complete straight up. Nice job.
Well, that was spectacular from his point of view. Obviously, all the entrances this time around are very spectacular. As we introduce for Angola, Mara Shimao Luis, his first World Championships, and he was 6th on his championship debut in the African Championships in Cairo last October, Halloween week. Let's see how he rolls in here. It's always welcome to see additional countries involved. And Angola wading in as well. Let's see how he pitches in here at 115, trying to keep that as stable as possible on the way up. Yeah, he did. It's 2-1 in his favor. It was the press sequence against from the left side referee, but that's all fine. Lovely lift. Angola's first ever entry in the World Championships and their first ever lift from their first ever lifter at a Worlds. It is good.
Really used the clock well. Took some extra time to get himself prepared before he took it out of the rack. Nice job.
There's not more you can say about that. He kept it nice and clean. It's so useful to have entered at the African Championship stage last year. Now for India, Dilip Kumar Laturam Shukla going for 117 here. His first major championship, and he has not been on the World Cup circuit either. They try and have World Cups dotted around the world as much as possible. India hosting the Commonwealth Games in 2010, which represents around 70 nations. And there is a para-sport element in that. Asian Para Games in a couple of months' time. It's only in the past few years that India have broken through into the medals, and they are now doing it regularly. But this is Group C, so we're not going to mention medals again for a few hours. Although, okay, steady does it on the way down. That is very tentative on the way down. Hope he's got that chest sequence right as well. He's been very, very careful here. That is no lift. It's one against him on the press. Yeah, two against him on the press. He was ultra careful with that. And well, it was the press in the end. Sequences before that, I actually thought the down sequence he was being a little too careful about, but that was fine. He was clear, that was okay. With the press two down.
And so we see the bar sways back. He probably took too much time on the way down, and so that expended so much energy. He just didn't really have the energy to push it straight up as it needs to go. If the bar waves towards the rack, it's going to be a red. He'll come back and get that.
Yeah, so in the down sequence, the only thing you'll be marked down for is if you just drop the bar.
Correct.
There is, in terms of how the rules are lifted out, there is actually nothing else you can do on the down sequence that will get you flagged. I don't know if anybody's actually tried, but it's obviously not advisable. Anyway, that's a different story. And this is the only men's competition today, incidentally. The women's competitions begin at 4 p.m. Dubai time. So if you're Greek, as some people in screen are, that's 3 p.m. If you're Spanish, as some people are, that's 2 Central European summertime. UK, Ireland, Portugal, it's 1, and GMT is midday. David Gomez then for Spain, 6th in the European Championships last year in Tbilisi, 9th in the World Cup in Manchester 2 years ago. So he's well primed. World Championship debut for David Gomez.
You see, a lot of the athletes have chalk on their upper back, and that's to keep them a little bit more stable when they hyperextend their chest and they put their shoulders down in the hope that they won't move on the bench, because if you move, it's a red light.
So let's see how he does. He's been well kitted out anyway from a Spanish point of view. Oh yes, 3 out of 3 from Gomez. And that maintains the 100% record that we've seen so far in this group, which is very, very welcome.
That was really a perfect lift. Straight down, complete stop on the chest, straight up, no hesitation. Well done for the Spaniard. Great job. Look at that. Well done.
So next up for Argentina, Rodrigo Villamarin, going for 119 here. He's World Junior Silver Medalist in 2017 in Mexico City. He was Youth Pan Am Champion in 2017 in Sao Paulo. Silver 4 years before that in 2013. He's been on the scene that long. Bronze in the Americas Championship in 2015 in Mexico City. 5th in the Next Americas in 2018. He's punched through well. Got that raised at 119. And that is a good lift. 3 white lights. Spectacular. Really good, confident, secure lifting. He didn't compete at the Americas Championship last year in St. Louis. He has had quite a few operations to get through, I'm afraid, in his career, but he has got through them, and he's got through this lift.
Just spectacular. Straight up, no issues whatsoever. Nice press, and waits for the command to rack it. And he knows as he's getting off, he's done well. Great job.
The bar is now loaded for their first attempt representing Kazakhstan.
Now here's an interesting one. Man who was originally looking at the heaviest lift of the opening round. It's been a bit of toing and froing, and he's ended up back with the heaviest attempt of the opening round. Yenat Kasmukinov of Kazakhstan. Based in Taldy, Korgan. Dennis Orloff has been his coach for a good few years in this, and as we always say, the person who's their regular day-to-day coach is not necessarily the person on stage with them. 5th, he's finished twice at the Asia Oceania Championships. Now, for some reason, quite a lot of the Kazakh competitors didn't compete in Korea in Pyeongtaek last year at the championships, Asia Oceanias, but he's competing here in the best way possible. 120, he's cleared that, and that puts him into the lead. Deep into Group C.
That was a great lift as well. He did move a little fast on his ascent from the top, but obviously it was controlled, so with the control, he's gonna get a white light. Well done. Straight up off the chest, lock it out, and wait for it to be a rack. Nice job.
Well, this is a really good positive way for him to begin his competition. As we go back to Group A, and the return of Grigorius Moscovidius, aiming to add 5 onto the bar to go up to 115. So the Hellenic National Powerlifting Championship in Chios, he got the silver in that. He went up to 116, and this for 115. So he's going for a lifetime best here. The Greek champion in this weight discipline last year with 100. He's going here then for a new lifetime best. 115 for Moscovidius. And again, he doesn't take long on the bench, because why would he in that situation? And why would he need to? That is a good lift. 115, he moves up a spot. Lifetime best, job done. And he can now concentrate on going a little bit higher.
That really was a nice, strong attempt. He was very confident, came in, pressed it up, locked it out. Really nicely done.
Yeah, it was good and confident, as you would be. And here is a man who is very much in the same way. And so the position he's in, he's had so many championships at this stage, and he starts in Group C, and he's here for the love of it. And he's basically willing himself out to say hello to everybody in a way. He's doing this just out of the pure love and enjoyment of competing, of taking part, of the atmosphere of the week, and of getting that bar as high as he can. And you just have to appreciate that. He's still competitive when you consider that he finished 4th at the most recent edition of the Asian Para Games 4 years ago. He finished 6th in Pyeongtaek last year at the Asia Oceania Championships. So again, he was not that far off medal winning pace. He has been a World Cup medalist in the past decade. So 116. Ah, yes. Hiroshi Miura clears it. He's got his first 2 in. He leads in terms of the total lift for the moment by a considerable amount. But he's got that. Hey, he's continuing to perform right up to the top visibilities. Is quite exquisite.
Really a great attempt. So solid. Straight up. Nice arch on his back. Waits for the rack command. Really nicely done. Little shift in his body. That might be why the head referee gave him a red light at the very end there. Nice job.
Yeah, really, really well done. Loving life, and he's giving it loads, and he is a former, remember, concert and music technician. So he's got all of those moves as well. So now, coming up for India, trying to do the same as Dilip Kumar Laturam Shukla. He took it very steadily with his first attempt, but he didn't get it. 2 against him on the press in terms of the referees voting. So Shukla comes again. And he's staying with 117, which is probably the right course of action. So let's see how he fares here.
Typically when the lifter misses the first attempt and they stay with that weight, it's because they didn't feel as confident that they could get it, and they didn't feel it was a technical issue. Perhaps it felt a little heavier, and so he wants to come back and get this and then move on.
Well, here he comes. Can he get it right this time? 117. I think he's been a little bit quicker in terms of executing it, and in terms of everything else, perfect. That's really, really decent. So, 117 in the second attempt. That's a lifetime best, by the way, for Shukla. Dipal Kumar Laturaram Shukla. He's made that work really well. Well done. Nice lift. He's every right to be satisfied and pleased.
Absolutely not as much energy expended on the way down, so he had that power to push that back straight up with no issue. Nice job. Nice comeback.
Sima Luis Moaro.
Beaming. Absolutely beaming. And rightly so. So back for Angola now, Mauro Simão Luis. As Angola make their bow at a World Championships. They have been in international competition before, but not at a World. So what we can see anyway, come out here for 120. He's added 5 to the bar. Got 115 in the first round.
1 minute remaining.
Using the clock well and taking all the time he needs to get prepared.
He's using that clock a lot. He's got 20 seconds left. There's not much more left of it to use. He's been very patient. And now we've got 10 seconds to go.
Yes.
Well,
somebody needs to
here
remind
comes 5, 4, 3, 2. Oh dear. Well, I don't know if he started that in time, and if that clock was an automatic response. We'll see if he's got that. That's a bit peculiar.
No.
It is no lift. Well, he ran out of time. He was patient, definitely. Well, I'm afraid he's missed out on that. He just took slightly too long. And, well, he'll have another attempt at least. And whether he decides to go for a greater height or go out for that again. He did get the lift in, but you heard the buzzer go. He was trying to beat the clock, but they all voted him down.
Yeah, it almost seems like he rushed then. I would say if you're going to let the clock run down, let it run down to 10 seconds and then take it out. 2 seconds is just too much of a rush, I think. I'm not sure of what the thought process there was, but hopefully they'll go back, they'll take a look at the review and figure it out.
Well, here comes Rodrigo Villamarin anyway for Argentina. The only thing you would say is, well, we'll wait on Villamarin first. He's on 122 here, having cleared 119. So 122 for Villamarin. And that is a good lift. So that's good news for him. That is great news for him. He is moving on well, and that will give him the lead in terms of the total lift. 122. Well, that's really good.
some might look at that and say, what, he was fast off the chest. Remember, the rule is a complete stop. So as long as you can discern a stop between the downward motion and the upward motion, it is okay. And so he did a mighty fine job with that. Excellent. Pushes it straight up and rocks it back. Strong gentleman, nice job.
For their second attempt representing España, David Gomez Moreno.
Well, David Gomez coming up next for Spain. Everybody's got a marking, by the way, so that's good. And same with Group D, so nobody in danger of a wipeout. They've all registered a mark. 118 for David Gomez, going for 122 here. So again, he is aiming to go to the top of the total lift at the very least. Man from Thessaloniki watching intently, our chief referee from Greece, Nikolaos Kazantsis. So David Gomez coming here, and 122 will be his target then.
1 minute remaining.
Really nice work being made in Spain in this sport. One, 2, 2 for David Gomez, and that too is a good lift. Excellent.
That's what we call easy work. Took it out, brought it down, weighted, straight back up. Easy work. Nicely done. Really nice job.
So very successful there at 122 was Gomez. He's progressing very well, and again wrapping up with the heaviest attempt. For Kazakhstan is Yerat Kasmukinov, who got 120 in the opening round, going here for 125. So, here it comes. Well, 125 will give him a nice advantage of 3, but that has not happened, and so it's a combination here, a couple on the press, couple on the stop sequence. So I think our center referee has voted him down for both of those, and then the side referees for one of each. So there's a few issues to work out there for this top man.
Yeah, again, really fast speed on the way down. It's very hard to control then in your chest. He needs to slow it down a bit on the way down. He can then control it better on his chest and then drive straight up, not move towards the back, not be uneven on your way up. A couple of little technical things, as you just stated. He is a great lifter, though. He'll be able to go back and fix that.
Representing Hellas, Grigorios Moshovides.
So, on we go. Grigorios into round 3 for Greece. 117, so he's lifting up by 2. He's got 110. then 115, then 117. So this for a clean sweep to get all 3 lifts in, to take a considerable lead in terms of the total lift, but then everybody else is due to come. There are 4 men who could get all 3 lifts in successfully, and he's the first of them. Yes! Really positive. He's the man. 117. He's got everything in. Total lift of 3, 4, 2. Fantastic. Really, really impressive. And he's done everything that he could have wanted to do. Superb.
Straight down, straight up, locked out, and that smile tells the story. Nice work.
Hiroshi Miura.
Yoshimiura is back for Japan. He's another man who can lift successfully 3 times. He's in the Legends category, by the way, which means here's a set of medals he's going for as well. So there is extra incentive for him to be here. And there are 3 others in the Legends category across the competition. Tetsuo Nishizaki, Farman Basha, they'll be in Group B. Zheng Yu of China in Group A. Now what that means is, if he gets all his lifts in, he will be leading the total lift in the Legend for a long time. He will be in the top 3 in the total lift in the Legends category for almost all the competition, and it would essentially need Zheng Yu of China to get all 3 of his lifts in to deny him. I'll put it a different way. If he gets this, then basically all the others in the Legends category who are going to come after him have to get all of their lifts in. If they don't, he is going to win a medal at a World Championships for the first time. Legends category is brand new in terms of the World Championships being competed here on an inaugural basis. It was brought in the Continental Championships, the Regional Championships last year, so 118. If he gets this, he is quids in! And he is! 118. So he is going to be on a virtual podium for hours and hours today. And he may be there permanently. He's got all of his lifts in. 118 for Hiroshi Miura of Japan. Well now, there are a lot of competitions where there's a tremendous amount resting on it all, and there was a lot resting on this for him here.
So consistent, straight up, locks out. He knows what to do. Excellent, excellent attempts, and he knows it. Look at that smile.
So now, previous round, so for Angola, Luis Simão, he ran out of time, unfortunately. He got his first lift of 115. I think, unfortunately, it's going to be one of these situations. We decided to cut away from that because, obviously, there were other lifters that we had to concentrate on. I mean, if you're new, if your country's new to a sport, then you're still feeling your way around it. And unfortunately, a lot of the time, for anybody starting off in a sport, particularly if it's new in a particular country, you're talking about a trial and error basis. First World Championship athlete ever for his country. Ran out of time last time. He's making sure it's not happening this time. And that's the way to do it. Mauro Luis, 120. Good lift. Perfect. There you go. Every possible lesson learned. Bingo. Nice one. Good lift. 120. Fantastic.
Really nice lift, like you said, Will. You live and you learn, and he learned from that error and came back and got it. Really great attempt. Straight up, nice and consistent. Drive, drive, and lock out.
For their third attempt representing Argentina,
Yeah, I don't know what happened last time. He took his time. This time he didn't. He got the lift. Perfect. That's all he needed to do. Well done, sir. Now Rodrigo Villamarine for Argentina. Again, he can get all three of his lifts in. And he's going here for 125. So he's got 119, 122. As I say, we didn't see him in St. Louis for the America's Championships. He'd competed in the last two. He's had a really successful career. His best world championship finish 18th, which was last time out, but he's found that one tough going. He's reached his level and his limit for today. Doesn't get 125, but he finishes on 122 instead.
Yeah, I think he just ran out of steam. He came down a little fast, stopped on the chest, and on the way back up, he just couldn't make the halfway mark. And that's just really usually a fatigue of the athlete. He'll come back and get that, though. He might not have been set up as he had wished as well, and sometimes that affects where the bar touches and how you can get it straight up. You can see him really struggling there. But nice try and great 2 attempts prior.
So we go on. This is David Gomez of Spain coming out for 125. He is the third last to go. Well, he's well ready and primed for this, you have to say. This man from Spain. It's great to see him aim reasonably high at these inaugural debut World Championships for him. He's only 26 as well, as we know. Well, considering the fact that another man in this group is 32 years older than him. It is a sport in which you can continue to prosper for many years. Now he's left himself 22 seconds, but he's got time, quite a lot of time on his side. It's fantastic, really good work. 125, that is a good lift. Well, okay, I'll tell you what, it's always dangerous during a lift to say, oh yeah, that's a good lift, but that looks so good. Honestly, technically, that looked perfect, and it's proven to be. I'll tell you, he's got the physique of a T54 wheelchair racers, the fastest men going.
Absolutely superb. He sure does have a huge upper body. And he knows it as he twirls on the stage because he's so happy. Well done.
Well, we will wrap up this group now. certainly from Kaz Mukinov's point of view with 125. Now, he missed this last time. This is not the heaviest attempt in Group C. That's going to come in a moment. So here we go. His attempt of 125. Yeah, I thought it was tentative against the press sequence, unfortunately for him. So, well, he started so well. He was going for the heaviest attempts each round. He got the first one at 120, and then he just hit that ceiling. 2 attempts of 125 have done for him, I'm afraid to say. So he is in third spot at the moment.
Yeah, so we see the bar rocked back and forth on the way up. He also had a slight bit of an uneven extension at the end. One arm touched before the other. He's got a lot of power, though. He just needs to clean up that chest, and he'll come back and do really well at his next competition.
So this is the last attempt of this group, and it is Dilip Kumar Laturam Shukla of India. And greetings to you. I know we could see every night there were thousands and thousands watching even live online for the World Para Athletics last month. I know there'll be very many in the same case here. And a lot of these World Championships in the different para sports are also live, sometimes delayed on television in India. So greetings to you all. And this is a leap. This is 10 kilos. I wonder if this is what he wanted to do last time. If he'd got that 117 in the opening round, would he have done this leap? Oh, well, okay, there's your answer. Anyway, he's going for 127. A leap of 10, and this to win Group C, unofficially. A pat on the back and a shake of the hand. You don't get any medals for winning Group C. There are still 20 left to compete in this, but he's given this a really good whirl. It's a nice lift at 117. Was really impressed with that last time. So 127. He's gone big here. He's taking it easy. We'll take a look at that chest sequence in a mo. But he's pushed through. And that is no lift. That is for a variety of reasons. So, tough luck, he's given it a whirl, didn't get it.
I think the most obvious, he ended with his left side first and then the right side. You must end right side and left side together. And so if one side goes up before the other, it's going to be uneven extension, and that's going to be a red light. Nice try, really nice try.
So that is the end of Group C, and if you're watching on the Paralifting YouTube or Facebook Live, that is the end of this broadcast. But then just reload your channel, and we'll be back in a few moments with Groups A and B. And I understand it's also in a feed for the Dubai Club for People of Determination. I believe you're going all the way through on that, so you don't have to go anywhere. But if you are watching live on YouTube and Facebook, then follow the channel, and we'll be back in 15 minutes with a little bit more. If you're watching live on TV, on Dubai TV, make yourself a cuppa. We will. We'll have to. No one's going to do it for us. See you later. Highlights of Group C and B, and we'll be back with you shortly. Thank you very much.